to NDC MPs in the 2024 elections, they should go to all polling stations as a party agent and protect our vote. We are going massively to go and vote for the party. Caleb from Amasaman. Great. All right, my executive producer is on the BYAL. Of course, it's going to take much closer to the CDD Afrobarometer Report. Now I'm a comprehensive breakdown what the report is saying tonight. And then part 1, Wednesday, the part 2 of the report. Take it over, Yao.
So we have views on trust in public institutions, corruption and elections.
Okay.
Highlights from Afrobarometer Round 10 survey in Ghana. So the Round 9 was in 2022. And then they had a Round 10 this year, just this month. To go through, we have, at glance, we have trust in institutions. So among key public institutions, like Ghana Armed Forces, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and non-governmental and civil society organizations are the most trusted.
Good.
And under corruption, you have 3/4. That's 74% of Ghanaians say the overall level of corruption in the country has increased during the past year.
You are running speed with us. Take it easy with us.
Yes.
So first institutions lined in the document supposed trusted are institutions where?
So this is just at glance. I'm just reading the glance before I move to the various institutions.
Oh, okay.
So this is more or less like a summary.
Okay.
So trust in institutions said among the key public institutions, the Ghana Armed Forces, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and non-governmental and civil society organizations are the most trusted.
Good. And today, according to the Afrobarometer report, one which I say, as someone in Penifum, and I say, as some Christopher and Muslim, Kabum, I feel so Ghana Armed Forces, Edumakuo, enemy traditional leaders, and any Kua, Afrobarometers, Afrobarometer, and Ekase, Ghana for Ewo GD woman.
Under corruption, 3/4 of Ghanaians say, that's 74% of Ghanaians, say the overall level of corruption in the country has increased during the past year. Then on elections, a large majority, 72% of Ghanaians oppose lowering the voting age from 18 to 16 years. 74% of Ghanaians say overall level of corruption in the country has increased during the last year or the past year.
Good.
So we'll move on.
Not as a Ushemwa Afrobarometer nature say Ghana for woman who didn't come about 74% actually say I feel corruption catastrophe dream and the chronosem across papa 74%. Go on.
So when we look at the methodology they used, they have national representative sample of adult citizens, that's aged 18 and above. Then they have face-to-face interviews in the language of respondents' choice. Standard questionnaire allows comparison across countries and over time. Sample size of 2,400 yields country-level results within a margin of sample error of plus or minus 2% points at 95% confidence level. And data collection for round 10 started 5th August and ended 22nd August 2024. So if you look at the survey demographics, I see they carried out a survey across the various regions. Western, North, Central region, Greater Accra, Volta, OT, Eastern, Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono East, Northern, Savannah, Northeast, Upper West. Then they had surveys in urban centers and then they grouped them, urban and then rural. So the survey was basically carried across region and it was gender balanced, 50% women, 15% men. On educational level, they have no formal education, they have primary, secondary, and post-secondary. Then religious, they have Christians, Muslims, traditional or ethnic, and others. So they included everybody. It isn't just a handful of people, just everybody was represented in this survey. So key findings, so among key public institutions, that's what I read earlier as part of the glance. So let's move on to trust in institutions. Trust in institutions. So respondents were asked, how much do you trust each of the following? Or haven't you heard enough about them to say? So the various institutions, you have the Ghana Armed Forces, religious leaders, NGOs. So by Ghana Armed Forces, 41% of respondents believe that Ghana Armed Forces, or they trust Ghana Armed Forces a lot. And 24% trust them somehow.
Saying 24.
Yes. So 41% trust them a lot.
Saying 24%, right?
Yes.
That's what we're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, that's what is on the screen.
Trust Ghana Armed Forces.
A lot.
Great. 24% Ghanaians. All right.
Yeah. No, 41 trust them a lot.
Okay.
And then 24. Yeah, 24 trust them somewhat. Then religious leaders, 25% trust them a lot.
Good.
24% trust them somewhat. NGOs, 25% trust them a lot. And 27% trust them somewhat.
I see.
Ministry of Health, 22% trust them a lot. 27% trust them somehow. Traditional leaders, 20% trust them a lot. 22% trust them somehow. The presidency, 14% trust them a lot.
14%.
Yes, please.
14% Ghanaians
trust them a lot.
Trust the presidency
a lot.
I see.
And the other 14% of respondents trust them somewhat. The courts, 13% trust them a lot. 22% trust them somewhat.
Hey.
Electoral Commission, 11% trust them a lot. And 17% trust them somewhat. Ghana Police Service, 11% trust them a lot. 18% trust them somewhat. Opposition political parties, 10% trust them a lot. And 17% trust them somewhat.
Yes, the opposition, they have a lot of work to do.
The New Patriotic Party, NPP, 10% trust them a lot and 12% trust them somewhat.
Oh boy.
Members of Parliament, hey. 9% trust them a lot and 16% trust them somewhat.
Hey, 9% trust, but
they are members of Parliament, yes. MMDCs, 6% trust them a lot, then 16% trust them somewhat.
Can you imagine? The municipal and district chief executives, when was my yeka? They be mugo. Mensimu for no. Munye drebia sikadie noa generates internal revenue. Muntiminye. Sikadie noa. Munya she no mugo assembly dynasty workeke. And no mutu and sem hungwa. All the municipal chief executive. A better than your trust them.
Assemblymen and women, 5% trust them a lot and 16% trust them somewhat. So that is how it is. So you look at the trust institution across the years from 2012 to 2024. Then you see members of parliament. In 2012 it was 49%.
Okay.
2014 37%. 2017 it jumped to 58%. 2019 it fell to 41%. 2022 it fell further to 27%. And in 2024 it's even a lot worse at 24%. So parliament has a lot of work to do to raise their image. Then the opposition political parties, same trajectory. It follows like that. Ruling party, same. Then Ghana Police, 42% in 2012, 36 2014, 40 in 2017, 39 in 2019, 28 in 2022, then 28 in 2024. So Ghana Police has had issues with trust.
And Ghana Police, for a very long time,
yes.
CDD report, Ghana Integrity Initiative report, Ghana Police into me score the good marks.
No, and I think it is so because it is very easy for Ghanaians to see the police engaging in taking one form of money or the other. So the perception.
And some kicking so
the perception in the mind of a lot of Ghanaians is that they are the most corrupt. But maybe it's not so. Maybe it's a lot worse or better. And the other institutions, Electoral Commission, 59% in 2012, 37% in 2014. It jumped to 54% in 2017. 2019, it decreased to 53%. 2022, 33%, and in 2024, 28%.
So then what it means that by that table, it means the trust for Electoral Commission, the mistrust, across.
So from 2012, 59%.
Okay, give us the statistics on the Electoral Commission from 2012.
2012, 59%. 2014, 37%. 2017, 54%. 2019, 53%. 2022, 33%. And 2024, 28%.
That people don't trust them.
Yeah. So that's the trust level, like
trust level.
50. So the number of Ghanaians that had some level of trust in them kept decreasing. So it was higher in 2012.
Really?
And it's a lot lower in 2024.
I see. Now, can we also check the presidency? Do we have it there?
The presidency. In 2012, it was 56%.
Great.
2024, 41%. 2017, 73%. So it went up in 2017. Fell to 58% in 2019. Fell further to 32% in 2022, and it's now 28%.
The people...
Yeah, so if you look at it, from 2017 that Nanado took over, a lot of Ghanaians had confidence in the presidency.
But
that
now,
is 73%.
73% then?
Yeah, had a lot of trust in the presidency.
Great. And now it's
in 2019, it reduced to 58%. In 2022, it further reduced to 32%.
Yeah.
And now, in 2024, it's 28%. So that is how it is. And
the
Ghana,
president trust with Ghanaians is diminishing.
For Ghana Armed Forces, they've never fallen below 50%.
Oh, okay.
72.
Ghanaians trust the army?
Yes, 72 in 2012, 56 in 2014, 75 in 2017, 72 in 2019, 67 in 2022, and then 65 in 2024. Even though it fell a little, they've remained above the 50% mark.
I see.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
So now we'll move on to corruption. Under corruption, they have the key findings. Among key public officials, the police, the presidency, tax officials, MPs and judges and magistrates are most widely perceived as corrupt. 3/4, that's 74% of Ghanaians say the level of corruption in the country increased somewhat or a lot over the past year. A 3% point decline compared to 2022. Only about a quarter, that is 26% of Ghanaians, believe that the people can report corruption without fear of retaliation. A decline of 4% points compared to 2022. So this is the summary of issues surrounding corruption.
Hey. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what do we do? So
on corruption, if you look at the charts on the screens, we have Ghana Police at the top of the league. So about 63% of Ghanaians believe that the question they pose to them, how many of the following people do you think are involved in corruption? Or haven't you heard enough about them to say? So 63% of Ghanaians believe that most or all police officers are corrupt. And 31% believe that some of them are corrupt. So that is the perception of Ghanaians concerning Ghana Police Service. The next on the league, or second on the league, is Office of the President or the Presidency. So we have 54% of Ghanaians or respondents believing that most or all officials at the presidency are corrupt.
The figure is high, 50 saying?
54%.
54%.
Yes, and 36% believe that some of them are corrupt. When you come to the tax officers, 53% believe that most or all of them are corrupt, and 39% believe that some of them are corrupt. Then we come to members of parliament. 51% of Ghanaians believe that all members of parliament or most of them are corrupt. Then 40% believe that some of them are corrupt. So that is the statistics.
Parliament figure in Ohio, very, very high.
Yeah. Then we come to the judges and magistrates. 44% against 47%. Electoral Commission, 43% against 45%. MMDC is 43% against 47%. Civil servants, 39% against 51%. Assemblymen and women, 31% against 56%. Business executives, 31% believe that most or all of them are corrupt, and 57% believe that some of them are corrupt. Traditional leaders, 29% of respondents believe that traditional leaders are corrupt, or most or all of them are corrupt. And then 56% believe that some of them, public media journalists.
Hey, in some way.
24% of respondents believe that most or all journalists are corrupt.
Oh, 21% no believe they are corrupt.
That most or all of them.
Most of all of them. But 60%.
64% believe that some of them, not all of them, some of them are corrupt.
Yes, at least this barometer report, media not score a good mark. Exactly. Oh, and
that one is even the public. That one is a public. They group them into public and private. Then we have religious leaders.
Okay.
21% of respondents believe that all or most religious leaders are corrupt. and 60% believe that some of them are corrupt. When we come to private media journalists, 21% believe that all or most of them are corrupt.
I see.
And 65% of respondents believe that some of them are corrupt.
I see.
Then we come to non-governmental organizations or NGOs.
That's NGOs.
18% believe that most or all are corrupt. And 57% believe that some of them are corrupt. So that is the issue.
The
on
CSOs and the figures are quite alarming though.
Yes. So, and when you move to the next one, it's a graph that shows the data over the period from 2008 to 2024.
Okay.
That way on corruption involving presidency. No, it's part of it. So it's just like what I've read over there. But this time they're looking at the graph over the period.
Okay.
So the trend.
Okay.
They're looking at the trend analysis.
Good.
So from 2008, you see this graph on the screen. The line above is the one. The line above is for members of parliament, and then the one that is a bit below is the office of the president.
I see.
So you see that in 2008, the perception
corruption trends and
members of parliament, members of parliament was 23%, and office of presidency was 19%, which was very low then. Then in 2012, it jumped from members of parliament to 33%, and that of the presidency jumped to 31%. It jumped and they became equal in 2014, 53%. Then it fell in 2017, which means that in 2017 a lot of Ghanaians had trust in the presidency when Anado took over. So it fell to 35% for members of parliament and 31% for the presidency. It increased again in 2019.
The mistrust increased again in 2019 to 36 now.
Then it kept increasing. As it stands now, in 2022, 55% for presidency and 54% for parliament. And in 2024, presidency decreased by 1% to 54%, and parliament decreased by 2%, or about 3% to 51%. So that is the data on it. And the next one has to do with tax officials, as the perception is that they are also
what are
corrupt.
we going to look at on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, we will look at CDD's or Afrobarometer's data on the elections, election 2024. Yes.
Can you give us a highlight? What's in that data? Hey, 2024.
Election 2024.
Yes, yeah. You are on the beat. What are you going to give it to us to gauge?
So in 2020, on the views of election 2024, the key findings, something I will just give out one of them. As I read one from the beginning, that a lot of majority, or 72% of Ghanaians do not believe that we should reduce the voting age from 18% to 16%.
Okay.
And it says 6 in 10 citizens, 60% say the 2020 general election was completely free and fair, or free and fair with minor problems.
I see.
So that is 60% of Ghanaians believed in what happened in 2020. So the rest will keep it in the fridge for Wednesday.
Great. The rest will keep it in the fridge for Wednesday. That's executive producer Yamba just gone past no any delivery no. Or the other. My income is in the so Mr. Kwaku Annan, Akufo-Addo Baolaya, Attorney General, Chief Justice, all of them. Women will be like a Canadian. Or say Ghanaians are crying for war. I will fight and die like a man. No. Debbie, we will not call for war now. Hi, or see you are just good. God be with you. Amen. Wanfanidi Amma. Or say, wow, explosive expose, Kwaku. Your eagle eye unveiling any hidden agenda and grand scheme in perpetuity. Coming elections, Ghanaians are demanding compelling answers to the perennial concocted problem unleashed as citizens over the years. Kwaku, we are awake, tenacious that Ghana would be rescued from these crop of incompetent and self-serving leaders. Good evening, Kwaku. PK Kaswa, me say PK, go now structural literaristics like that. If MPP come to power again, we are dead. NDC should do well to get rid of all the illiterates Baumia has sent to Jubilee House to work as national security with the qualifications when they come in power. No, they buy. Good evening, Kwaku. It's well. I'll say it's well with our soul. Nana from Oyarefa, and they buy. Or say evil that men do live with them, Bedietu is now regretting. They must all taste the bitter of what they have planted. I'm Abdul, okay? Abdul on the ebae. Kwaku, or say, okay, my kaya no did that. My mention wins here. Or say, wound to me should not dare Kofi Boachu. Yo, Kwaku, I don't believe Asante Bedietu is sick. It's one of their ploys to swindle Ghanaians and escape jail and scrutiny. No, and this he's sick. Problem in Niho. We have said this election, I hope NDC would win. Good evening, NDC is coming. And no, they by folks. My main family in Siha. Na yeden. Yamayad. Oh, Bebao. Nana. Nana, West Nibuma can't even pronounce the names well, Monfanchemi. So why don't you just use some simple names? Nana what? Is it well, Nana. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. No, Atem Diabim. Also, great job. Thank you very much. Vivian Akofa Mote. Also, good show. American Embassy. Negan Pauline. Also, good evening, K. You are the best show ever. Thank you very much. Anderson Eric, well done. Mary Abo, you are doing great job. God bless you. Now, Valerians, also, what is going on with Betty to Makinkan? Now, folks, Mamenka, we jam. Folks, take it this way. And Yemi pride is saying, Nipa Beba no more shower praises on to me. No, I'm sorry. Come and show your disagreement into whatever that I'm saying. Now, call baby. Me sabi enkaso bia me shower praise no me hia sa de na ehwe so no but say obaba say Kwaku you are a fool Kwaku you say me hear me program na me hear me content na me there me na me wo floor no it is a un pay me program na ko wani mu e na we did matem say then how no be suit in the message abana nkusie nkrante ahwire mu fo akire bi nya pemirefo Basa, really move for complete rogue scavengers, illiterates for a Bruno Movejano. We did matter when you at a program every day. Opa wumpo, me ba, a DJ be gumuso. Shelmu Guillermo. I'm someone anymore, some Kambas Basano. We jay my study. What is here? Upa wumpo, for some of my right. Then you want to like folks in the movies here. Oyankopo Adma Wednesday, another explosive, and I'm Kwemoba. On Wednesday, me baba chiremo report be pie. Kwanya. And Nyamina make on reports na betre. We dey audio. Kwanya MPP for edituo amamani pe bi asetu no. Ye be bom say pay. E ma na be ye adwuma. Wow, better wasum. Obi go so better sounds. Yeah. Brace yourselves, folks, in the days ahead, and ye no together we think and talk and make this Ghana a proud nation. Folks, me the musia nipa abo me chidom Ruby X, and then Echo Bestmark, and then Kings Campbell, online editor, and then the great guys, credible Omini abo Ebama di show ebro editors or more at large. Kofi Ansan, Director of Research, and Kofi Ejiri, woman Adma. Next week, Afrobarometer Part 2, plus some other serious developing stories.